Hi, welcome to DEFCON 3. I'm KT McFarland, and we're going to have a little bit deeper look into the attack by an Al-Qaeda affiliate on an upscale luxury shopping mall in Kenya over the weekend. This is an attack that's gone on for several days. It is by Al-Shabaab. It's a militant group out of Somalia, but it was an attack in neighboring country Kenya, and it was in the Nairobi upscale shopping mall. And joining us to give a little bit of insight and analysis is Ambassador John Campbell. He's a senior fellow for Africa Policy Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations and the former United States ambassador to Nigeria, an African expert, and a career Foreign Service officer. So thank you for joining us, Ambassador Campbell.
Pleasure to be with you.
All right, let me ask you first. Al-Shabaab. I mean, it sounds like an item on a menu in a Middle East restaurant. Who's Al-Shabaab?
Al-Shabaab is a movement based in Somalia that has morphed over time, but one of its consistent attributes is its desire to establish a pure Islamic state in Somalia. And establishing such a pure Islamic state means, amongst other things, that all foreign troops, and for that matter influences, are out of Somalia. That ranges from the Ethiopians to the Kenyans, pretty much to anybody else. It's a movement. It's more of a movement than it is an organization. And further, as a movement, it has lots of fissures in it. There are power struggles that go on within it, which are really quite obscure to we outsiders.
Well, if it's a movement, and it's a movement that's its headquarters, or at least started in Somalia, there are a lot of indications that in Somalia, at least, Al-Shabaab is on its knees, and yet they've been able to pull off an attack where there's at least 62 people have been killed so far, hundreds have been injured, and it's an attack that may still be going on 4 days later.
Yeah, in fact, I think it is still going on. I would not say that Al-Shabaab is on its knees. What Al-Shabaab did is, in the face of an increase in military activity, is its fighters simply melted away to regroup at a more opportune time. It's important to bear in mind that Al-Shabaab has a millenarian religious dimension to it. These people are fanatics. Among other things, they are seeking to establish the kingdom of God on earth. And that goal they used to justify the most unspeakable violence, such as we have seen in Nairobi over the weekend.
What's the connection between Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda?
Very good question. Al-Shabaab says that it's affiliated with Al-Qaeda. But what exactly do those words mean? I have seen no particular evidence that Al-Shabaab receives any kind of direction from a group called Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda itself now resembles a franchise more than it does a coherent organization. Al-Qaeda is no longer being run from a cave in Afghanistan, and it doesn't have a charismatic leader, such as Osama bin Laden. Rather, Al-Qaeda seems to be a system or a network of beliefs and practices, as opposed to an organization you can actually get a handle on. There's no Politburo, there's no charismatic leader. It's rather a way of thinking. It's a process. Violence enough, no question about that. But I think it's a mistake to see a kind of international Al-Qaeda conspiracy.
Okay, some political leaders and pundits have come on the air in the last couple of days and said this is the beginning of what we might see in America, that these are Somali American, there are Somali Americans who have been affiliated with Al-Shabaab, and in any event, Al-Qaeda is still looking to attack the U.S. mainland. Do we look at this as Americans and say, well, if this can happen in an upscale shopping mall in Nairobi, is it going to happen potentially in a shopping mall in the United States, another soft target?
Obviously, anything is possible. In my view, it's highly unlikely. Not least because the United States is well policed and has lots of ways of discovering plots before they can actually be brought to fruition. Also, I think there's an important distinction to be made between an attack on, say, an American shopping center by a group that is based abroad and the possibility of some kind of terrorist act by a group of Americans. That, after all, is what we saw in the United Kingdom, where there have been terrorist operations carried out by people who were born in the United Kingdom. Something like that is possible here. But again, I don't see it as particularly likely.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing your expertise, Ambassador John Campbell, former U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria and currently a senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. Thank you. And that's it for DEF CON 3. See you again on the next hot issue that comes on the international stage.